Hey guys, Jeff from Smoke and T-Jets. This is our next project coming up here. Listen, this is a Vette, and it's a vibrator. It's a vibrator. I know I usually deal with the T-Jets, but I had this vibrator. It doesn't work. I had it on the track. It just doesn't work, so we know we're going to have to address the chassis. Overall, the car looks pretty good. So most of the attention here is going to be seeing if we get that darn chassis to run, because there's not a whole lot you can do with the vibrator chassis. There really isn't. So what we'll do is I'll take this off the chassis, take the body off the chassis. I'll go ahead and clean the car up itself. And guys, you know I've talked about it before, but I use just a light, very, very small, like a baby's toothbrush, and just a little bit of warm water and some soap. And that's like the easiest way to clean these bodies up. And another little tip, I always take like a little paper towel and I put it into the screw hole after I clean it, because I don't want any residual water down in that screw hole. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. All right, let's do this. Let me take the body off, and we'll see what we can do to get that chassis running. All right, I just got the chassis off the body, and plus I took a second and I cleaned the body. Boy, it needed night and day difference. This thing came out really, really, really good. So what we'll do next is, when I was taking off, I observed that you see the coils, the coils right there. They're red. I think that there's, the green and the red, there might be some gauge difference or something with the red and the green. I don't know if one is better or not as good as the other. I truly don't know. But the ones that I've seen as far as the coils, most of them have always been green. So I know the red exists. We got a red one. Is this the rare one? I don't know. But what I'll do is I'll take it apart and we'll see if there's anything that we can clean contact-wise, the bottom plate or the top reed mechanism. And let me just go ahead and do some disassembly, and I'll get into that next. All right, very quickly, got the top plate off, got the two little screws over there, but you see the corrosion on the red part there, and on the inside of the reed mechanism there, you see that corrosion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Dremel tool, a little bit of a wire brush. I'm going to go very easily, I'm going to take it very easily, and get that off just to see if we can clean it up a little bit more. Just very quickly, I took care of the bottom of the reed mechanism. I got the corrosion off there. Next, I'm going to work on the chassis part, the motor part there, and see if I can clean that up. Okay, got that top part of the engine done. Came out fairly good. Really did. It's very, very easy to get the corrosion off there with that wire brush I got on the Dremel there. Now, you see the little push rod? It's got some corrosion on it too, guys. I'm going to take that in like a little bit. I got a cheesecloth over here just out of my reach. But I'll take that. I'll see if I can wipe it down. Sometimes if the little push rod isn't in the hole there moving freely like it should, it's going to stop the vibrator from working as well as it could. So I tell you what, in a lot of these, when you get them, that's the piece that's missing, because if guys have never taken it apart, that little push rod comes out of that hole either from the top or bottom. So you take the bottom plate off and the damn thing comes out. You take the top reed mechanism off, the damn thing comes out. So if they are missing, I know that you can readily get them replacements for them on eBay, and they are great. I've got some replacements and I just love them. They work absolutely wonderful. And also very recently, I discovered that if you need a reed mechanism, somebody's reproducing those too. I'm not sure exactly, but I'll track that information down. So what I'll do next is I'm going to take the bottom plate off the chassis, and I'm going to see if there's any contacts or anything we need to clean on that side. Wow, I was just looking at the shoes. This thing's barely been run, and I can't believe that I'm more than like the second owner of this bugger. It is in really good shape. I mean, look at the shoes. They're just like it's been on the track for a lap or something, but they're really good shape. A lot of times those shoes will, the guys used them so much back then, there'll be holes in them. There'll be holes in them. There'll be holes in them. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Really good shape here. All right, finished taking the bottom plate off there. There's just one screw and that comes off. Be mindful, the guide pin is going to fall out. Most likely the guide pin is going to fall out when you take the bottom plate out if you're not careful. Watch where it goes. If it does hit the floor, I just had to pick mine up, guys. Look at the corrosion on the bottom of the bottom plate there. That needs to be cleaned up. Again, I'm going to be very, very, very careful with the Dremel. I'm going to get that off there. And then there's going to be a couple points on the chassis itself that I'm going to clean up. It's wherever that bottom plate makes contact with the chassis, that type of thing. Just make sure there's like as much of the corrosion I can get off, I'm going to get off. So let me go ahead and hit that, and I'll show you what it looks like. I want to give you a quick hint. I was just taking the Dremel, and be mindful of which way the Dremel spins. when you put it on something like this, like the shoe, if it's spinning the wrong way, you're going to bend the heck out of the shoe. So just be mindful of that. I do my best to, like, think about that, and I just thought about it as I'm taping it. It's like, hey, it's a great tip, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Alright, got the chassis done. You see that contact point right there? Got that cleaned up. Got that hole cleaned up where the reed mechanism goes through. Or not the reed, the push rod, I'm sorry. And look at the bottom plate. Bottom plate came out real good, guys. That corrosion's gone. I mean, it looks really, really strong. So let me do a reassemble, and we'll see if we can get this bugger running. Just as getting ready to do the reassemble, just a quick note: if I didn't address the axles whatsoever, they run or turn freely. Both of them do, and the tires they all look original. So do the hubs, and they're all pliable. I don't think I'll have to replace any of those. But I just again wanted to mention both the front and the back axles. They turn freely. I mean, it turns real good. All right, just one sec. All right, just got it reassembled. Looks pretty good from here. Let's go ahead and test it. Grab the transformer. There we go. Get the camera resituated. Get on the track. I always like seeing it when you guys see it, so we're going to see it together. Here we go. Hit the juice. Nothing happened. All right. There, hey, we got something. We got something. And it's taking off. It's taking off. I can't follow it. It's going around the track there. Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right, hey, now look what we got. We have a restored chassis on a cleaned up body here, guys. This is ready for eBay, or you slide in your collection, one of the two. The story behind this one, this came in a lot of cars that I snagged off of eBay. Interesting thing about the auction, they didn't list them as slot cars. They were like old toy cars. There was nothing to do with Aurora, nothing to do with slot cars, so I got them very, very inexpensively. So what do these go for, guys? You could start the bidding out for this comfortably, what, $45 right now, and it would go up from there depending on how how much somebody wanted. But we have a restored chassis. Now, if there's any tips that you guys know about the vibrators, like the reed mechanism, I've heard some guys trying to bend those just a little bit or something, let me know. But that's everything I know about the old vibrators restoration of the chassis there, guys. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Jeff from Smokin' T-Jets.